Hello, everyone, and thank you for coming back to Deb Chanel's 40s World, where we do definitely the bold and the beautiful recap and reviews. Okay, let's just get on into this episode that happened today, December 1st, which was Thursday. Okay, Eastern Standard Time, my time zone in Atlanta. Hi, I want to say, oh my goodness, they had all the sad music. Then they had the coming back to your senses music. Thank you for coming back to me type of music and setting and the whole environment where it's just kissing and loving and forgiving and this, that, and the third. I was like, ugh. But congratulations to everyone that wanted to see Bill break up with Brooke, because that's exactly what happened today. It was just a sweet, bitter breakup, okay? And it kind of gave you the feeling that it still might be a chance later on down the road. He just specifically just told Flip Flopper, I can't do this with you no more. We cannot do this anymore. So I am bowing out gracefully. And he left her behind again, just like he did at the altar. He left her in his office for her to fend for her own little wounded feelings of what she was losing with him. I said, that damn dollar bill, he just fine as hell. And he did that darn thing. He ain't looking back. If anything, she gonna come crawling back to him. But if I was him, I was like, well, calm as a bitch. I did my sweet, sweet Katie wrong. So I'm paying for all of it. But guess what? There ain't nowhere in the hell I'm gonna fuck with you anymore. And I was him for it. I was like, go ahead then, Dollar Bill. Pick up your chin, your face, your teeth all off the floor. Because my jaw dropped too when she started playing that disturbed, I don't know what to do. Oh, it's for the children. We need to think about the children. I'm like, the only child that I know is probably 4 or 5 right about now is Katie's son. My sweet Katie's son. Your son is already big enough, and he even said it in the episode that he just wanted his mom and dad back together. But then if it didn't or couldn't be that way, he would be fine with it. I'm like, thank you for that light bulb ideal. Okay, but you didn't say that earlier, sharpshooter, meddling, menace ass RJ. Okay? But I know children do want their mother and father back together if it is at all possible. I understand it, I get it. But sometimes it's just not meant to be. You can be better parents by being separated from each other than being under one roof and continuously, daily making each other miserable. Okay, because it's just no good gonna come. There's no way in the hell Brooke is gonna be satisfied. I mean, she broke up her sweet Katie, her sister's marriage. What she think gonna happen to her and Rusty Dusty? There is no good come into always being the middle person devastating people's lives. There's no good gonna come out of it. But we'll see how long it lasts. But to all my constituents that I consult with on the Bold and the Beautiful, please don't ask me again. Please don't say you want to see um, Rusty Dusty and Flip Flopper back together. You have it now. But is it going to be for longevity? I think not. Because one piece of the puzzle you're forgetting about, Mama Bear ain't going nowhere. She's already done solidified the matriarch type of stance, unless Papa Bear gonna die or be incapacitated where he can't talk or something, and she might have to be dethroned that way. But my sweet bear is not giving up on any and everything she don't built so hard to achieve, and she's definitely not gonna let Black Widow or Flip Flopper get in her way. So, with enough said of that, let's just get on into the scene. Okay, our heavy hitters for today's episode is Rusty Dusty, Flip Flopper, Dollar Bill, of course. Bozo the Clown has finally come back into view, Black Widow, and meddling, messy sharpshooter RJ. Okay, we go on into that first scene. We have Bozo the Clown and Black Widow having beach sex inside their home. Well, it kind of gives you the essence that they either had it or they finna have it. You know what I mean? The bodies, both bodies are glistening. wit to touch, and it just is what it is. They're enjoying each other, and hey, no good gonna come to their relationship either. Watch it. The writers are gonna write it in. You can wait and see. On the horizon, it's gonna be hell to pay, simply because of what Steffi Black Widow did to both brothers. Do you really think anything gonna come out of that situation? I think not. But moving on from there, we have Dollar Dollar Bill. He's recapping off from yesterday's episode with him talking to Flip Flopper, asking her point and frank to the matter. Do you want me? Do you want to be my wife? So then we leave that situation because, Flip Flopper still can't get it together. She going back and forth in her mind, spinning around in her head, don't know what to say or do. She just needs some man to tell her when to do it, what to do it, how to do it, and where to do it. Okay? She's just a puppet for a man. And her puppet master, as we simply say, Rusty Dusty. That's all we have to say. Rusty Dusty. Okay, we go to middling messy sharp shooter RJ and Rusty Dusty. They're making small casual conversation about how things went when he and Flip Flopper were together on the beach, and her possibly coming back to him. He's not 100% sure of himself like he was after speaking with her and being together with her on the beach, and she telling him that she loved Dollar Dollar Bill and that's the one she wants to marry. And I mean, what all happened to that, Flip Flopper? That whole compassion of love to your future husband, Dollar Dollar Bill. What happened to all of that? All that you were spewing out continuously after, of course, my sweet Katie finally divorced Dollar Dollar Bill on your little antics. So I'm not understanding. I really am not. But anyway, we go back to Bozo the Clown and Black Widow still talking about making their own wedding plans by, trying to have some conversation about Flip Flopper and Dollar Dollar Bill getting married today and this, that, and the third. And uh, uh, Bozo the Clown, he's kind of upset because he's like, where was he? And we're like, I'm thinking, you were nowhere. You were an afterthought, son. You were walking little old women across the street to keep them from being hurt. Yes, you were out there in yonder land. All right. But as they're talking about um Flip Flopper and Dollar Dollar Bill's pending wedding, they thinking about doing some things for themselves in their nuptials. I'm like, y'all done had 3 weddings, okay? Give it a break. Go to Las Vegas, elope. Yeah, just go on up to the courthouse, make it official, and just have one big party. I don't know who would come and who would really want to celebrate you all's union, especially with all the turmoil Dollar Dollar Bill is going to be going through very shortly. I mean, only you two care about each other, so just celebrate between the two of you, okay? Stop, Elijah. Okay, so we leave that situation because I'm not understanding why all this material is needed for a wedding again. For what? Okay, you had 2 false weddings that turned into divorces. Why even tempt it again? Okay, but it is what it is. That's what they do. Huh, Flip Flopper. I think they can go neck and neck with this marrying and remarrying and marrying and remarrying type of scenario. So we go back to middling RJ, okay? And Rusty Dust is still talking about whether Flip Flop is coming back to him. At first, like I said, he was confident. Now he's not so confident after all. Sharpshooter's telling his dad, she's coming back to you. Don't worry, she'll be back to us, our family. We'll be a family again, Dad. Then we go back to Flip Flopper. She's telling Dollar Dollar Bill she loves him, etc., etc., etc. I kind of got bored with her little speech. The writers wanted her to play her part in and her delivery. But soon, my Dollar Dollar Bill starts to wake up and understand and realize what Flip Flop is basically trying to tell him. He said, sounds like you're trying to let me down easy. Like you're going to go back with this insane fella who just always keeps hurting you. Time after time after time after time. Why must you go through this torture? I'm like, Dollar Bill, you could change some things and you could get some things, but some things are just left unspoken, unsaid. Just walk away. Just walk away. Okay? But he really feels that, oh my Lord, I'm losing you to the dressmaker all over again. This is crazy. We go to commercial. We come back. We have Bozo the Clown is still questioning Black Widow about Flip Flopper and Dollar Bill's intentions and their wedding plans. And he's not really understanding how he was left out. I'm like, we can always leave you out, Bozo the Clown, unless we want a good laugh. Then we will research you and tell you when to come, what time to be there, and what to wear. Okay? But no, the jokes is really not on you. It really is on your dad. Okay? Because Black Widow's basically telling Bozo the Clown, don't count my daddy Rusty Dusty out. He's not ever going to give up on his one true love, his destiny, his flip flopper. Okay? But as usual, Bozo the Clown don't have a clue. He says, you don't know my dad. I'm like, yeah, I think she knows him real well. They also had a relationship together. They also were going to make a family. You don't know about your Black Widow too well. Man, sit down somewhere. Okay? Then we have meddling, messy ass sharpshooter RJ is telling Rusty Dusty he wants them back together, but not on his expense. And I'm like, wait a minute now. That's all you had been saying, RJ, sharpshooter, middling, messy ass. That's all you've been saying this whole time that you've been wanting your parents together. And you've been screaming it at the top of the roof for everybody to hear, okay? Pull back out your blowhorn. Because congratulations, you got exactly what you've been brooding around, pouting over. You got your family back together. Hooray! Can you see all the festivities starting? Can you see the confetti flying out the air? Boy, sit yourself down and go back to military school and get a life of your own. Okay? Because he said something out the side of his neck, y'all. He said, you know, it doesn't matter whether you or her get together again. It really doesn't matter because I'll be fine. I really will be fine. Like a dollar late and a day short. Meddling ass. A dollar late and a day short. You done already did your damage. And your father definitely used you as one of his running tools to get and divide dollar bill from Flip Flopper. Okay? Now have a seat. Better yet, have thousands of auditorium seats somewhere in New York. Okay? Maybe they'll be old and feeble enough for you to take care of them since you wanted them together so bad. Like you couldn't not even exist anymore if they weren't together. Okay? So I'm pretty sure he has designed the life back that you wanted, you ordered up. But how long will it last? Not long. Because guess what? Flip Flopper just don't stay meddling. I can see where she get her meddling ideas from because I can just see the writers writing in. Oh, let me see. I gotta go talk to my sister Katie about getting her family back together. Like, but Helfer, you are the one that tore them apart. Are you kidding? Do you really think she would take your advice? Where's Donna at? Where's Donna? I can't take it. She's just too much. Somebody pull a fork or pitchfork and pull her off the stage because Flip Flopper has definitely ended with me. Okay, so we go from that situation because he basically tells his dad that she's coming back. Give her some time. Pep up. Do you want to go get something to eat? So he's already being encouraging to his dad, but Rusty doesn't know it's just a big distraction mechanism he got going on, and that's it. Then we have we have Flip Flopper is still beating behind the bush around, talking around all the way about, but not to the point to Dollar Bill or what he asked her initially. Was she trying to turn trade secrets and go back with the enemy? He wanted to know her true feelings on this issue. So Dollar Bill is telling her to not settle for what Sharpshooter wants or what Rusty Dusty wants. It's time for her to choose who she wants for herself and her well-being. Think about yourself sometime. Um, is what he's telling Flip Flopper. I mean, Dollar Bill is trying to convince Flip Flopper to choose him And he's insisting upon it for her to do so, y'all. All right, now wait a minute, Dollar Bill. Get back on your horse, because this pleading and begging flip flopper to be your wife, that's just too much. That's not even in your DNA. You need to snap quick, fast, and hurry out of that trance, okay? It's that siren mechanism mentality she got going on for you and Rusty Dusty. She gonna lead y'all to y'all deaths. I'm telling you. She just like Black Widow. Got a lot of tricks. There ain't none of them but dirty. Okay, we go to commercial. We come back. We have Rusty Dusty trying to distract himself by trying to draw one of his latest masterpieces, meaning one of his dresses. And of course, meddling ass, messy ass, sharpshooter RJ is, like hovering behind him, trying to peep over his shoulder, trying to see what he's doing. I'm like, you a Forester, born, bred, raised. Shouldn't you be having a sketch pad in your hand? You should be idolizing, or really not so idolizing, but being in awe of your father and trying to take up on some of his tricks of the trade. But no, you're not doing that. You're still trying to fill his head with, oh, she's coming back to you, Dad. Don't give up. You're all gonna grow old together. I'm like, somebody sit him down, please. Take him off the screen. Don't need to be looking at him no more. Okay, then we go back to Bozo the Clown. He's telling Black Widow that his dad is ruthless and he takes nothing for granted and he gets exactly what he sets out for. He's just that determined. And Rusty Dusty don't have a chance. Of course, Black Widow is taking up for her dad, Rusty Dusty, and they just have, kind of competitive words for one another and their parents. Then we have um, Dollar Bill. He's still trying to understand. But Flip Flopper's position. Dollar Bill is hearing the story of what transpired between Rusty Dusty and the beach scene and sharpshooter's involvement with being there. So he got the whole thing played out. He pretty much tell it back in slow motion to Flip Flopper. But Flip Flopper is talking about the children. We need to think about the children. The child. I'm like, okay, you didn't think about the children when you were in bed. You didn't think about little Will then when you were trying to bed Dollar Bill. When you're kissing on him, when you accepting the wedding engagement ring and all this other stuff, kissing and holding and hugging on him. No, Rusty, that's just got in your mind. He just told you, how is you going to be somebody's stepmom and then turn around and be somebody's aunt? I'm like, same way you did it with Taylor and anybody else that you want to throw up in my face, okay? But that's neither here nor there. Stick to the issues. Don't put the children in it. But anyway, she let him go on with the whole children scenario, and the children will be affected negatively, and you just don't want to be part of that. I mean, Flip Flop was talking about Katie, her sister, and what she did to her. Talking about RJ and his feelings. Then talking about baby Will. Like, Will could care less. He's just loving his life the way it is. He gets to see his father whenever he sees him. Then he turns around and be with his mother because she's a great provider, a great nurturer, and all around good mom. So, no, Will's not missing anything. That's just what Riz tapped into your subconsciousness, and that is where you're going with it. Flip flopper. Okay, and it's not a phasing. It's not really phasing Dollar Bill because he already don't set the tone. He don't saw what went on. Now he's just trying to break the spell. But he's also getting very tired of the same scenario playing out, and you being the footstool and the laughing stock of the butt of the jokes, flip flopper. But anyway, she's still, meaning Flip Flop is talking about family, decency, commitment, all the stuff that you're throwing in his face now. Why do you think about that when you start calling yourself having feelings for Dollar Bill and letting Katie overhear you're saying you would never love another man like you love Dollar Bill? And all of this, man, giving up, your happiness to let Will and Katie stay in a loveless marriage. And, you know, it was just too much, too much. I wanted to come through the screen and just crack her neck, just crack her neck. That's what I really wanted to do because she was just too much. I just silence her with some duct tape. I'm like, what you're saying is totally the opposite. hypocrisy is not a good fit or look on you, flip flopper. But anyway, she's trying to get the sermon served up to Dollar Bill, and he's sending it back to the shelf ASAP. Okay, he's not being fooled or tricked or manipulated. Okay, so Dollar Bill is telling Flip Flopper she's being totally blind to the situation, and she's being very much so manipulated by her several times ex-husband, now seems like future husband. But he's not going to have any part in it. But he's going to tell her the matter of fact, the truth of the whole situation about what RJ did and what um, Rusty Dusty had done, what he's still doing, and what he's going to continue to do to her in the future. Then we have um, Dollar Bill continues to tell Flip Flopper he can't do this anymore. That's what he said, y'all. And he was very stern and he was looking her straight in the eye and not even blinking. He said, I can't do this anymore. And we can't do this anymore. Yes, he did. He touched her very lovingly on the head, like he always cradles her head when he wants to kiss her, or he's beginning to want to kiss her. Uh, and he's like, we can't do this anymore. And he just, touches her face lightly and he walks away. I'm like, goddamn, do that thing, Dollar Bill. Do that thing, okay? And, he basically, without even saying the word goodbye, we're done, finito, it's finished. Okay, moving on. He just left her there. Left her there with the thought of, yes, this is goodbye. We're not doing this anymore. I don't told you I'm not doing this no more. I'm not planning anything else. It's a done deal. Put a fork in it. It's done. Okay. And of course, Flip Flopper is left alone once again while Bill walks out on her ass. We go to commercial, we come back. We have meddling messy ass RJ is hovering over Ridge's design and his shoulder and still trying to distract him from Flip Flopper. And the idea of him possibly losing her to Dollar Bill. Okay, then we have Rusty Dust. He just gets so fed up. He can't stand the anticipation of not knowing what Flip Flopper had chosen, what her decision was. He knows he's gonna know, but he's pretty much like, I don't want to know, because at least with me not knowing, I may think we still have a chance. But with me finally coming to the realization and the knowledge of, yes, she really went on with Dollar Bill and left me, I'm just trying to prolong my agony and my heartbreak. So he pretty much be like, he was trying to explain the whole thing, how Brooke and Ridge, and how the story about they are bridge for one another, the merging of their names. And he just thought it was very fitting to tell his son that, he really can't lose her. He just need that one more chance to be her everything. And they just take this into forever, ever land. Okay? So he just can't take any more of the scene or the scenario. So he said he got to go. He got to get some air. He got to get out of there. I guess he felt kind of claustrophobic or whatnot. I don't know. Just getting the best of him. So he went out on the little ledge they have, like going towards the parking lot, or it's like a connecting type situation from their offices branching over to some other office complex. But you know how you have that little ledge you be on watching the people come and go, in the parking lot type of thing. And he's just looking all frustrated and lonely and sad. And it just is what it is on that particular scene. Then we go back to Black Widow and Bozo the Clown still discussing Flip Flopper, Rusty Dusty, and Dollar Bill. And Black Widow starts talking about, her and Bozo the Clown having that same identical type of connection. And of course, they get freaky with one another. And we just were going off of that scene because it made me want to regurgitate. Okay. Then we have like I said, Rusty Dusty was on the outside. And then we have Flip Flopper coming around the corner like she done got out of her car. She's walking through the corridor and all this kind of stuff. And she sees him. I was like, oh my goodness. Though what she had on was popping. I liked it, that little casual type business type attire. You know what I'm saying? Flying type of motif or apparel she had on. Yeah, she was doing that. I liked it that. But anyway, she finds him and he looks at her, she looks at him, they walk towards one another. Well, really more so she walking towards him. And of course he's like, wow, I can't believe this is like a dream. You finally came back to me, this, that, and the third. And he looks at her hand, and she noticed the ring is gone, and he's just touching her very lovingly. And he said, "My Logan." She said, "Yes, I'm back. I'm home." I was like, ugh, I'm about to throw up. Okay. But for all my wonderful viewers of my channel, if that's what y'all wanted, that's what y'all got. They sure did. She kicked my dollar bill to the curb to go with her destiny, her love for life, her internal flame. Okay. So I hope y'all enjoy it. And am I a little salty about it? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because I had more high hopes for Flip Flopper. But like I said, just sometimes the writers just want to keep certain people together for whatever. Like a Luca Laura type thing on General Hospital. Like a Nikki and a Victor Newman on The Young and Restless. I can go on, but why? Some people are just destined to stay together. And that's just because the writers write it like that. And if they took my idea, we would have had them going, cascading to every um, country, every island, just an endless love affair of themselves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, my Lord, Flip Flopper and Rusty Dusty do not have a small child. It's time for them to live their lives. But like I said, if they want to still drag out this whole scene of, destiny, whatever. It's their show. I'm just recapping and reviewing. And like I said, I love the show, so I could take the ups and downs and the different scenes they want to throw at us. Like we really gonna pay attention and bite into it and gravitate to more. No, we're gonna still be complaining. But anyway, he noticed her, the ring is gone from her finger. They embrace their kids. And I guess we'll be looking at a wedding come their way. Because if he really was serious, he should take her on up to the courthouse while they fresh and gonna get married and put that family back together if that's what they want. They don't need no luxury wedding. We don't need to see Steffi, Black Widow, and her having a dual wedding. Ugh, spare me the difficulties of all of that anguish. Okay? Because that's just not love, that's just fascination, that's lustfulness, and it just is what it is. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna see and keep Flip Flopper as the and her Rusty Dusty the unspeakable connection that they definitely will solidify they have with one another. He has his Logan back. She has her destiny back, even though she's messed up from the flow up. Okay. She's a fragile individual and very gullible as ever. So I would love to see what the writer's gonna have her play throughout this year. You know what I'm saying? Tomfoolery, tomfoolery. But guys, that's all I had for today's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful for November. I'm sorry, for December 1st. That aired today, December 1st. Y'all enjoy yourselves. I'll be back tomorrow, God willing, giving y'all more play by play and exciting points that I thought was exciting and the disturbing parts. All right, guys, y'all take it easy. Take care. Be blessed. Good night.